Yeah, I just need a little side table to put my drink on.
Yeah. Do you want to use this one?
No, I've got one over here, but it's got all the equipment on it.
Oh.
You know, I've got a lot of equipment over here. I could probably, to be honest, sorry, shop talk. Now that we've had this set up, because I moved it all around a bit, probably halfway through using the studio.
Yep.
I actually don't touch this anymore, the Rodecaster, because I'm doing it entirely through here. So I could probably move it back and away a bit, but you know.
Okay. So you could open up some space under there.
I could make space for a water table.
Bit of shop talk.
I just want to take the focus off what the hell's going on there.
What's going on here?
Your head.
My head. What's wrong? The beard's coming along. Look.
But the breaking news is you're going to get rid of it.
Yeah, it'll be gone by the end of the week. Next week's episode, I'll be back to clean shaven, Steve.
And that's because
Stephen,
of weddings for your
Stephen.
mate and wedding for your son.
I've got 2 weddings in 6 days.
All right, 2 more weddings and a funeral. You got the whole thing sorted.
Mate,
you got a movie on your hands.
Saturday I got my great mate Terry.
How's my wedding? My movie reference there.
Yeah, not bad.
4 weddings and a funeral.
4 weddings and a funeral.
Jeez,
yeah, got a wedding on Valentine's Day.
Right.
My great mate Terry, and then my son's wedding the following Friday.
Wait, are you telling me it's Valentine's Day soon?
It is, mate, on Saturday.
Eek.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But get this right.
Love you, babe.
The game, the Valentine's Day and the wedding, right, is at 6 p.m. And the Souths are playing the Charity Shield that night as well.
Souths
and my
Dragons.
mate Terry actually worked. I introduced him to the trainers at Souths in 1989, and he's still involved with the club all these years later. Right. So he obviously can't be. He won't be at the Charity Shield. He's getting married. But I'm hoping
he's obviously under the thumb too. The missus are arranging a wedding on the day of the Charity Shield. Although the Charity Shield date is not known a year in advance, really, is it? So
well, we know it's roughly around February, late February.
You think
mid-February is always.
Mrs. Terry's made a mistake?
Well, it just happened to fall on Valentine's Day. Was on a Saturday, and Mrs. Terry thought, you know what, we'll get married on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
And who are we to argue? But I'm sure there'll be a TV in the background. Somewhere
at the reception, that's okay.
Yeah, well, it's at their place, so yeah.
Oh, easy.
Yeah,
There'll be a lounge room.
I'll just be a minute, and I'll go turn on Fox.
All the partners will be at the back, whining and dining, and all the blokes will be inside.
Well, I can remember years ago, my wife's cousin got married. I think remember when we hosted the World Cup back in the early 2000s? It was the World Cup final,
the football
rugby World Cup final,
2003.
Australia and was it Australia England final? And the wedding was on the day of the final. I'm thinking, who gets married on the day of the final?
Johnny
anyway,
Wilkinson.
I went down.
A big kick.
I remember going. It was at a sailing club.
Right.
I remember I went down in the bar. There was no way to watch the game, so me and another guy were down in the bar, and I'm getting text from Joe saying, "Your dinner's on the table. It's getting cold. Like, come up and have your dinner." And yeah, that's what it was, up and down. But yeah. That's how it goes.
I just feel like starting
important. Imagine if someone said to you, "Are you inviting you to something, and it's the day of the Formula One?" What would you do?
Well, my niece is getting married. She was meant to get married in October.
Yep.
And I'm going to be the MC.
Right.
And then they put it off, and they put it off to April, and I went, "Oh my God, Formula One!" It's okay. It's avoided it so I avoided that drama.
April.
Look, it's a Saturday. I could have definitely still got down to the race. I would have missed qualifying. It wouldn't be great.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be. Look, let's not worry about it, okay?
Nah.
Let's not worry about it.
Because I'll tell you straight up, and Joe will back me up here.
Yeah.
Whenever we're invited somewhere, right, during this footy season, my first thing is to check when Souths are doing.
Yeah.
Souths are playing, I ain't going.
Yeah.
I'm watching Souths play.
Oh, for sure.
So we get invited, we've been invited for dinner on a Saturday on whatever date it is. And I said, hang on a minute. Well, no, Souths are playing on Sunday. We're good. Or sorry, Saturday Souths are playing. Can't go.
I mean, look, I don't have a problem with that. What? And my
Depends
wife
on what it is.
Let's be honest.
So.
Amanda would hate it if I said to her, I'm not going because the Formula One's on, or because the Dodgers are playing, whatever.
Yeah,
she'd be annoyed. But I'm like,
it depends what it is.
This is my passion.
There'd be times when, you just such too big an event to say no, right?
It'd depend how.
But if it's just someone saying, let's go out for dinner.
For sure.
I'm thinking, I'm watching Souths play. So, yeah.
Come to ours and have dinner.
That's right.
I'll cook
I'm out there. I'm going to see it. So, yeah.
Yeah, also depends home game versus away game.
The what?
Home game versus away game. Am I going to the game, or
that's
can you
true.
come and watch it with us?
But even if it's an away game, I still need to watch it.
Yeah, I know. But there might be people you're happy to watch with.
Like when we travel, like I'm often like when we're like up at 5 a.m. watching the Souths game or wherever we happen to be in the world. Yeah. I'm always watching that game. Yeah,
I think we're old enough to be able to say, you know what, I prefer to watch the footy.
There you go. Yeah. Well, especially if that's my team, mate. That's my club.
Mate, what a great slogan for the whole comp.
That's my team.
That's my team.
It's Hoodoo Gurus, mate.
That was peak. What was that? Nah.
That was in the 90s, I think.
That's 98, I think.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because it was 98 was my last year doing the World of Football at 2GB.
What's the song?
Scheme or theme?
No. What's my scene? No, it's What's My Scene.
Yeah.
And they changed it to What's My Team.
Yeah. Did a great job.
Yeah. I've actually interviewed David Faulkner, the head of Hoodoo Gurus, the lead singer of the Hoodoo Gurus, on my Tech Guide podcast years ago. You can go back and listen to this one. It was during COVID. And it was, there was my celebrity tech thing, and he was at the time, he had a really good point. He said, they're putting all these sporting events on, but they won't put on a music festival. What, are the crowds different from one to the other?
Yeah.
He had a really good point. He goes, we're missing out. Yeah.
God, the flashbacks to COVID. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what is it now? 6 years ago. 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, what did it start in
March?
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Wow. We were just coming back from Samsung.
The roads.
Who we're going to talk about in a moment.
Hey?
How different was it?
In fact,
amazing.
Same venue.
Is that right? Is it? So in downtown San Fran. Okay. Should we get on with the show to talk?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Not a bad price.
With Trevor Long from EFTM.com.
Really handy device.
And Stephen Fennick from TechGuide.com.au.
Drum roll, please. The big question is, have they come through here? Yes, they have. Thank you very much.
Woo!
Now I'll give a shout out.
So Road did a little patch for you, did they?
Harry, thank you to Harry at Road, who I emailed. I said, listen, I don't want to brag it to you, but I've sent the link to last week's show where we were back.
It just
and I said, look, and
so the intro repeated again at the start.
And we'll get to the start of the show in a second. But when you as a tech guy are about to talk to someone about a tech problem, you kind of start off by going, listen, just so you know, here's what I've done. I want you to know that I've taken all the steps you're about to tell me.
Yeah.
So please don't come back with the bog standard response.
Please don't just say turn it off and on again.
Yeah, exactly. So I said, listen, this thing gets rebooted, changed scenes every week. I have I've done everything. And he's like, this sounds strange. I can't replicate it here. And so and to his credit, Harry, and I appreciate it, he spent several days back and forth. Try things to whatever. And then there was just one little setting he asked me to change, and it's essentially a bypass. He thinks it's still a bug that will be fixed in a future update, but we found a bypass. So thank you, Harry at
nice.
Road Microphones, Road Australia, for helping me fix that. It makes me feel better now. I'm not looking like a goose every time I press the button. That's what. Because
you used to have to do it manually and stop it.
Or it'd repeat itself, and crazy.
Problem.
Anyway, episode 719, folks, of Two Blokes Talking Tech. Thanks to the great people at Netgear and Arlo. We'll tell you about Netgear's networking solutions and Arlo's wireless home security cameras shortly. But yes, Samsung have fun. 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were speculating what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
We were kind of thinking, why is it taking so long? And we now know, because we've been asked, firstly, to register for a live stream, but secondly, we've got flights, so we know that we're going.
Yep.
We know the event
is
on Wednesday, the 25th, San Francisco time, so early morning of the 26th, the Thursday, so in 2 weeks from now. So we have a date. And it is fascinatingly late, because that is days before Mobile World Congress.
Yeah.
So it actually aligns.
So you couldn't do both, could you? We mentioned in the past, if you were going to Samsung, you couldn't physically make it to MWC.
You could.
Just get there.
I did. I booked flights. I was ready, but the problem was you would leave on Wednesday out of San Francisco
straight after the event.
You'd get into Europe on the Wednesday, Thursday, so you'd be able to do a couple of
pre-show events.
You get to maybe a couple, and then MWC starts on the Sunday. So you would do it.
Yeah.
But I want to be at the Grand Prix on Tuesday. So
we've discussed that. But usually too, for reference, Samsung's event would have already happened by now. Like last year, I think it happened in late January.
Remember, we discussed this before, but in 2015, 16, 17, this event was the day. Was a few days
March,
before.
yeah,
It was a few days before. It was in Barcelona.
We mentioned COVID 6 years ago. We were in San Francisco 2 weeks before the COVID lockdown.
Yep.
For the S20 launch.
and then Flip.
Yeah, first Flip.
Yep.
So it's not the first time they've had it at this time, but the last few years they've had it much earlier. I think 2 years ago, so 2024, they had it so that it was right after CES, remember, so mid-January.
Yep.
So last year they had it in late January. This year they're having it in late February.
I'm going to say I don't know where the event's being held. Because I can't
in the city.
I can't find any reference to it online.
Yeah, but it's in San Francisco. Yeah,
but it's the same place we were in 2020 for the event.
Okay, I know what you mean.
And if it's not that, then I was told a porky. But I don't know why they haven't released that information. I mean, it's very Here's the thing. It doesn't feel planned. It feels a little like they're scrambling in some way. And you had a good theory about this.
I had a theory about this because we just seen this week the Super Bowl was on. Super Bowl was in San Francisco, the Bay Area.
Santa Clara.
It was at Levi Stadium, which is the 49ers home ground. So the nearest, like, would you be San Jose or San Francisco?
And if you're going to Levi Stadium, trust me, go to San Francisco because San Jose is a dump.
So could that have led to the potential delay that, just logistically it would have been a bit harder to organise?
Yeah, like if they originally wanted it to be this week, could they have gotten enough hotel rooms and all those kind of things?
And if I was going over this week, I'd say, well, you need to get me to the Super Bowl as well.
You would do that, wouldn't you?
I'd need to go see the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah. That'd be great, don't you reckon? Yeah, one day, mate, bucket list.
Yeah, but what's your rider? Fair dinkum. I just want some blue M&Ms. What are you doing?
I was thinking of potentially going from San Fran to Vegas to watch the league, to watch the NRL. Right there.
Well, you're not going to be doing that, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, there you go. But because Nathan's a St George man, right? Our mate from Samsung.
Yeah.
It's his team's playing there. I reckon he'll go. He might say, listen, I'm here.
He might.
Yeah. Why won't I do that, you reckon?
They won't let you.
Yeah, okay. Maybe, if I ask nicely. Change a flight or two.
Won't happen.
Right.
Anyway, so we have a date. We have an event.
Yep.
Broadly. What are we going to see? I did see something, and I don't know where this came from. It was just on social media, so it could be complete BS. About a privacy-first screen. Oh. So a screen, but not a screen protector that does it. You know, when you got the screen protectors, when you look at it on an angle, you can't see anything.
Yep.
But something at the pixel level, like a setting you could turn on that would give a level of privacy to it. Now and again, I scroll past it on TikTok.
Just cut the viewing angle.
Complete BS. But maybe it requires you to, cut the hertz resolution or whatever, and maybe it does use half the pixels or something. But it's a fascinating idea.
I did notice one other thing, that they're referring to, like, the event. It's all on their websites. Galaxy Unpacked are the event, what they call the event, but they called it. They didn't call it a smartphone. They said the next AI phone makes your life easier.
Right.
So is that how we're going to refer to these new devices? Now. AI phone, not a smartphone.
Well, I'll give this message to the people at Samsung, at Apple. I'm not calling them AI phones. Okay?
Really?
I'm just not going to do that.
Why?
Because it's a phone. At very least, we go back to just calling them phones.
Phones, yeah, okay.
All right?
Yeah. Well, when you think about that, call it a phone, that's the last consideration of that device, that it makes phone calls. Don't you think?
Know. Yeah, for sure.
So, I don't know what else you could call it, I guess, but AI phone, I think they want to make the distinction that this is way smarter than a smartphone. It's an AI phone. And look, credit to Samsung. They've done a great job with Galaxy AI in the last, the third year of Galaxy AI?
Yeah.
So they started with the S24, now the 25, and the 26 is going to go to a whole new level, hopefully. There'll be all these new features.
Well, I've used all my journalistic abilities to dig deeper into what I just randomly went on with based on a TikTok video. But this is from Samsung Mobile themselves.
Wow.
Coming soon, a new layer of privacy.
Wow.
A new front line for privacy to keep your everyday moments truly yours. The AI summary of the article on their own website is Samsung to unveil a new privacy layer to protect users from shoulder surfing in public spaces. Users can customize visibility for apps, password entry and notifications with adjustable settings. New hardware and software protection introduces pixel-level privacy as part of Samsung's commitment to security.
That's really interesting. Because you've seen a lot of, how many times have you sort of looked, people are on their phones and
mate,
you happen to walk past, you can see what they're doing.
All the time.
You have a look
I'm
at
like,
it.
what are you doing?
You have a look.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Visual hacking? What do they call that? It's like
let's call it that.
you can see what's in front of you.
I wish I could.
So now you're saying that they'll be able to put a layer, so you'll be able to choose whether you want to have this pixel protection when you're entering your bank passcode or something sensitive.
Yeah, like you could. My guess is you'll be able to say for this app, whenever I'm opening this app, put
Give me
pixel
full privacy
on.
Yeah, wow.
I'll try
new.
really hard here on the top down to show a video that's available online. This is the preparation we put into the show, folks. Obviously, we could have downloaded this and done some amazing work to make it happen. But it's annoyingly happening on such a small scale on my screen. Here we go, full screen. No?
So this is the pixel demonstration,
This is their
pixel protection.
This is their what we call it. This is their. Oh, you've got to get it up high enough though. So this is the video. Oh, why is it not showing? There it is. So they show this, and watch the thing tilt. See how that tilts from side to side? We're showing this on the YouTube version if you want, folks. I'll go back and show it again. So as you're typing in your PIN, the PIN, if you look at the PIN on an angle, it gets less obvious. See that?
Oh, yeah.
So there, I think that refers to...
But see the end of the video?
That refers you doing that.
You missed the end of the video.
Smartphone, yeah, okay, no, I'll play that again.
They circled smart and got rid of it and replaced it with AI.
Man. There you go. I'll bring it to the end for you there, folks. Okay, smartphone.
Yep.
Oh, it's not playing.
Press play, mate.
There we go. AI phone.
Wow.
Mate,
that's
where'd the circle up? Oh, right. Yeah, like circle to search.
I think that's going to catch on.
It's AI phone.
AI phone.
I don't know.
Well, is it too much like iPhone?
AI phone. Oh,
AI phone.
I didn't think of that.
iPhone.
Yeah, that's a good
Take
point.
an A out, it's iPhone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a bit risky.
It is risky.
Calling it an iPhone, an AI phone.
I got to tell you, I'm excited about the event now.
Yeah.
And again, this is inside baseball for folks, but and we've said a few times, like I'm nervous that some of the things we go to are becoming bland, you know, because when you've got a new product, you're not showing something fancy and new, you're just saying here's what it does, and that's hard to describe.
Yeah.
But I think, and I'll say this to Samsung and I'll say it to you as our listeners and viewers, we're 2 weeks away from me having to do a Today Show cross, for example, about it, and Trev, what have they announced? Well, they've announced the Galaxy S26.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, really cool feature, and explain
Pixel
it.
protection.
And show that. And so there's something to talk about.
Yeah.
Now, is that AI based? Not really. I mean, that's just technology.
Yeah.
But, and then all we need is one or two other features and we've got ourselves a segment. And
Did I also read that there's like eye tracking? Are they going to bring eye tracking back? Remember years ago, the eye tracking used to be able to scroll with your eyes? Do you remember that?
I don't know.
That seemed to have gone by the wayside a little bit.
Well, the other thing that went by the wayside was the iris scanning. Do you remember the last device that had that, or the first device?
Was the Note 7.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
It was this unbelievably accurate iris scanning, not just face scanning, iris scanning for security, and it never came back.
And this was before Face ID or anything, wasn't it?
Was it before it?
I think
I think it was after it, and it was just better.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about being fast, it was about being secure.
Yeah,
saying as secure as your fingerprint.
As secure as your fingerprint, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, wow.
It didn't come back after the Note 7.
Well, maybe they didn't want to associate it with that. Not to say that was the cause of it or anything, but by association, people think, oh, hang on a minute, this is the same thing the Note 7 had, so maybe go low profile on that part.
Yeah. But you think about the power of Android in many ways is some of those simple features. And look, Jackson wrote an article for EFTM this week about switching to Google Pixel because of Oscar Piastri, right?
So the Oscar Piastri effect.
100%.
And is that what he did? He switched?
He switched to the Pixel 10, and then I said, are you liking it? He goes, yeah. I said, will you stick with it? He goes, probably. I said, do you want to try the Fold? He goes, yeah. So he's now using the Fold.
Wow.
And
the Fold 7.
It's fascinating because, the Pixel Fold.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, sure.
It's fascinating because he said early on he's using it for opening up 5%. Now he's gotten to like 25%, so he is using it more. But one of the things he pointed out about love of the Pixel was actually an Android feature broadly, which is, having two versions of Instagram, one for work, one for home, having a set of work apps that are, can be turned off at certain times and, not having to re-log into things and stuff like that. I think that those things are reasons why people consider these other devices. And I think that features like, so in Android's case broadly, you can say, well, this app, and you can do it on iPhone too, you must use Face Unlock to open this app.
Yeah.
You must use a password to open this app. You must do different things.
Added security, yeah.
I think this pixel level security stuff is super exciting because obviously on my banking app, default. Like, not only do I want to secondarily authenticate myself, I want it to be pixel protected. You know, like I would say my Notes app as well, where I often type notes and maybe the odd password.
Yeah.
You know, I think people would really resonate with that.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a really good partnership, the one with Oscar Piastri. Really, and look what it did. It made people like Jackson, who are fans, thinking, well, I might give it a go. And
look, Samsung are describing this privacy thing as a new standard for mobile privacy. Wow. There is no privacy without strong security, so they've got Knox as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's
now.
Awesome.
What will we see? Obviously, the S26, S26 Plus, S26 Ultra. Will we see the trifold? Do you reckon that'll be part of the mix? And will that be when they announce what other countries it's going to be released in?
I think at best it will be there for sure. I think they'll announce new countries. Remember, it's 3 countries right now. I think they'll go, and as of
I think
March,
US
it's going to come to these 3. And then later in the year, I think we will hear next countries, boom, maybe 4, and then later in the year, a list which we might be in.
I hope so.
I think they're mad not so. Like, think about a company like Oppo, Motorola. I don't know quantities. I don't know how many they sell. But, when they bring in a flagship phone, they definitely bring in less than they would of a entry-level phone because they sell in masses, right? Why can't Samsung bring in 5,000 trifolds? And just go, it's going to be a limited run.
Yeah, see how we go.
They never tell us how many, but it's going to be limited and hard to get.
Absolutely.
Just bring some in. Now, obviously, they can't just bring a phone in. They have to put it through testing and mobile regulations and all those things. We get it. That is a process. But just to please 5,000 of their best customers, bring a few in. Announce it as a product. And just make it limited.
I highly agree, because when we're going to talk later on about Apple's approach to folding phones, it's going to be, I think, a really competitive year for phones. There's going to be a lot of things, a lot of people switching. I reckon this is the year of the switch. There'll be a lot of people switching between devices, and there may be people going from Android to iPhone and vice versa. I think a lot of people are going to be considering their options this year. But in terms of the launch event, I'd say obviously it's a safe bet, all the S26s. Do you think, are they going to have, what are the rumours saying about the S26 Edge? Is that back, or is it not? Are they going to discontinue it?
I think
I've heard both sides of the story.
We've heard both sides.
Yeah. Because I've got to say, S25 Edge, I really liked.
That's what I'm
one of my favourites.
I'm going to switch back to that this week, or early next week, so I can be on Samsung when I'm over there, just to make an easy transition into the 26. I'm going to go to the Edge because I'm still rocking the Air.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. I was going to go back to the Ultra, the S26 Ultra, S25 Ultra, and just so that like for like, I'm sort of getting back to the same product.
I just want.
Do you think they'll have the Air? Will they? Because
the Edge
they'll
do the Edge?
Maybe they'll announce it, but they won't release it till the middle of the year.
Correct, maybe.
That's what's. Remember they did last year. They teased it last year, and it wasn't out till May or June. I think May.
Maybe.
Yeah. So there's that. Will they? Like, I don't know how successful it was. Like I really rated it in terms of the thin, and I think at the time I'm thinking I never thought I'd ever needed a thin phone until I got my hands on it. I'm thinking, well, yeah, I do need this. This is great. And just people think the same about the iPhone.
I'm still surprised neither of them have sold as well as allegedly, as well as
I think it's the battery fear. I think it's the people worry that the battery's not going to get them through the day. And also in Apple's case, it's the camera, one lens camera. If there was 2 lenses on that, It'd
definitely sell better,
more.
But I think you're right with the battery fear. And I blame reviewers and a tight deadline, right? When you... maybe some of the major outlets could probably do better to give the Air to one person for a longer period. But the thing about when you're reviewing a phone, when it's just new,
you've only had it for like 4 days.
You've got to pump it out in 4 to 5 days at most. Especially, look, and again, inside baseball, but an Apple device on the early embargo reviews, you might have it for 4 full days.
Yeah.
Right? That means 1 day is spent setting up the phone. In that day, it chews through everything because it's downloading all your apps and doing all these things. Your phone needs to chill.
Yeah.
Like you've actually got to get into it.
Set up, that takes up a lot of battery, you're right.
So I think it got poorly rated in that sense, inaccurately.
Yeah.
Because in my usage, and I've said this before, if I've got a crazy long day, at the start of the day I put in low power mode. I just think that's the smartest thing to do if I'm going to be worried about battery.
Yeah.
And I think it could have easily benefited from that, and I think I think it got a bad rap. So I say bring back the Edge, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I as I said, one of my favourite phones of last year.
I think 1 year, a product for just 1 year looks like a failure. And I don't think they want to show that.
Well,
do you?
Yeah, we'll talk about Apple more later, but do you think they're going to do the iPhone Air again, or are they just going to just keep that model for a bit? It's going to be like the SE sort of stuff.
They will get absolutely, and sorry kiddies, I think they'll get shit canned this year because they don't bring out an Air. But I don't believe their strategy ever was to. I think it's like the SE.
Maybe.
You know, I think every couple of years you bring out a new Air.
But I've got a little theory on why they brought that out when they did, when we talk about the next thing.
Yeah, just to prove what they do, yeah.
While we're on Samsung, so is it a case now where they've really got to, like you sort of suggested before, they've really got to come up with something really special? It can't be just an incremental improvement.
You mean on the physical device or the features?
Attention, everything.
Yeah, well, the physical device is going to be boring and absolutely the same, right?
Because your Dummies just sort of basically there's like a little island where the lenses live. Yeah. That was flush before, so they're going to bring that back in. But in terms of design, nothing really too outlandish.
So they are relying entirely on software solutions and changes.
And the Galaxy AI.
I think Privacy Shield and what more AI features can they add?
Yeah.
The problem is AI fatigue. We've got to be very careful that we don't just chase our tail looking for a new AI announcement every bloody year when people aren't still using much more than Circle to Search, which was announced 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Circle to Search is still the number one most used AI feature of any Samsung phone.
Yeah.
So we've really got to get deeper into it and find things that are going to help people.
Well, I'm pretty keen to hear what they've got to offer. I look forward to these Samsung events to get your hands on them straight away and to use them. So we're going to be back into Samsung mode, using our Samsung devices for a little while as of next week or the week after.
We may struggle to do a podcast over there, I've just realised.
Oh, really?
And here, again, you know what? Our audience knows. We've talked about the fact that we do get information beforehand, and then the event happens, and we would normally wait till after the event. I'm going to make a proposal that we record after the NDA session, which tells us what's going on. Yeah, otherwise, mate, it's not going to happen because I'm going to go to the event, do the Today Show, and fly home.
You're on the plane, right?
So I propose we record a what we know. What we know.
Yeah, okay.
And
that's all the basics.
We'll preface it with there may have been things announced or shown at the event that we didn't know about.
Okay.
That's the only way we can do it. That's the episode. Episode 721.
Let's do it live as it's happening. We have
sitting in the.
Have two microphones.
Stephen.
Oh, yeah. Trevor. We're up to the part where we're up to the S26.
Ooh, they just teased. Is that a thin one?
What is that? Oh,
is that the Edge?
Is that the Edge?
Wait, is that a quad fold? Wait.
Quad fold. Yeah. Wow.
You won't be able to stand up if they show a quad fold.
I might faint.
Hey, too soon.
Quad fold. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Quad
I think
fold.
that's what we'll do.
All right. Yeah, I'm open.
All right. Well, the Samsung event will be Australian time, 5 a.m.
26th of
Thursday,
February.
the 26th of February.
So
Sydney, Melbourne time.
5 a.m.
4 a.m. Brisbane, 2 a.m. Perth, and
you can stream it.
You're in the middle of a half hour. I don't give a rat's. I don't understand those time zones.
Yeah, you can stream it too, like
hey,
Samsung.
Hey, just go to techguide.com.au and EFTM.com. That's all you need to do to get the information.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Read everything. Click everything. Just keep clicking.
Please do.
Please. Yeah. We need you. All right, Two Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Now, we did mention that the huge rumours around Apple releasing a foldable device, and I think the rumours are too strong to ignore, don't you?
We've said that, yeah. I mean,
it's just there's been rumours in the past, but they sort of dropped away. These rumours haven't dropped away. The rumours are still here that Apple is going to produce its first foldable device.
I think my answer to why those rumours still exist is just what we just talked about, which is the boredom of current devices. People are desperate for something new.
And in Apple's case, this will be a first for them. Now, as you all know, Trevor's had dummies in the past of iPhones, and these are produced based off the rumours and the inside inside the business is where the dumpster divers find out the exact specifications of the product and how thick it is and all of that, so that their cases fit the phone at launch.
Yeah.
On that, there was, based on the rumours, someone had put together a mock-up of the iPhone foldable device, and it was also it was like a 3D render of the product.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, myself included, actually printed it so that we can tell sort of the look and feel of the device. And here it is right here. You're going to go the top down straight away.
Of course.
Here it is. This is what I printed. So based on the rumours, this was the 3D modelling that was put out there.
Cameras,
so I 3D
camera
printed
bump.
this. I 3D printed this on the Bamboo Labs H2C printer.
It looks exactly the same as the Microsoft Duo from like 4 years ago.
It does a little bit, but
which was a stupid, ugly, dumb device.
So where the hinge is in here, obviously that's going to be all screen. And now word is, okay, let me just, the measurements of the device. The front screen is supposed to be 5.5 inches. The inside screen, that's 5.5. Inside screen, 7.6. So from there to there, diagonally. And interestingly, and there's pictures on Tech Guide of this. And I'll get my phone out now and show you. Right, see the front. So go to the front of the phone. Right,
yep.
The width of that screen is the same width as the iPhone, iPhone Pro Max.
Pro Max, yeah.
Right. So in terms of, obviously it's shorter. See how the shape of it is much shorter.
Yeah.
So, but the width of the screen is the same. Now, if you open it up and hold it that way, it's the exact the width of that screen is the exact same length of the iPhone 18 Pro Max. 17 Pro Max.
Listen, you just need to tell me who you think I need to make a donation to for charity if this ever happens. Because
really, you don't reckon?
Mate,
well, look, this is an early concept, and like I got hold of it and I thought I'm going to print this so I can hold it in my hand. I want to sort of write about it, compare it. On my story, I've had side-by-side photos with the iPhone, with the Galaxy Fold 7, but from the looks of it, that to me doesn't seem that's not a flagship top of the line model. That's an option for customers. Because
what do you mean?
I mean that, like, if they were fair income, they'd have a bigger screen, bigger inside screen, triple cameras, the whole bit. This is, I think, obviously their first entry into a foldable device, right? So what they've done is, I think they've just ticked the boxes, say, right, we need to have a sort of manageable size, a decent size inside screen. Word is that the crease is the screen that they're using. You cannot even see the crease.
Yep.
So is this just a sort of keep everyone happy sort of thing? Here's our fold effort for now. It is pretty small. Look how small that is. And just in terms of how thin it is, okay, so we mentioned the iPhone Air before.
Yeah.
I reckon the iPhone Air was the test balloon for this, to see, well, okay,
durability.
This is basically two iPhone Airs trimmed down and stuck together.
Right.
So there's a similar thickness. So I reckon it'll have no SIM. It'll be eSIM only.
Yep.
As I reckon, my prediction is all of the iPhone 18 phones, eSIM only. The whole thing. The US has had it. The US has had it for 4 years. They've had no SIM cards.
A lot of countries in the world where eSIM.
I'm talking about Australia.
Yeah.
Australia, I reckon, will go, because the iPhone Air is eSIM only, and I reckon that was a test to say, well, here's what to expect. That's what's going to happen. Now, in terms of this, the iPhone 18 Pro Max is still going to be the flagship phone, still going to be the most popular phone, but this is a sort of, if this is in fact the form factor, it is vastly different to the rest of the lineup. for a reason, I guess. If people want this as an option, then go for your life. But in terms of, remember the measurement of the screen, in terms of like my first use of this, if it's a foldable device, is I want to watch my videos on a grander scale. Now, the width of that is the same width, it's the same as, so me watching a movie on my iPhone 18 Pro Max or 17 Pro Max, it's the same size movie that I'm watching. That's going to be no bigger. So
I was about to say, are we thinking about this wrong, or am I thinking about this wrong? Is it actually a flip? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it actually?
You think it's right?
Do you know what I mean?
So it can be used that way.
It can obviously be used both ways.
Yeah,
but
right.
Is it actually?
Right. So like a fold flip sort of.
Do you know what I mean? Like, actually, you hold that just for a minute. Hold that there.
Yeah.
And think, hang on a minute. Obviously, it won't be floppy like that one.
Yeah. Okay.
You just hold it like you would a phone down the bottom.
Right. Yeah.
Like no, down the bottom half. So you would imagine that was straight up.
Yeah.
And think to yourself, hang on a minute, and then shut it. And keep it that way and think, what could you see on there? Your apps and different things.
Yeah, true.
I will say this, though. I still think that is a wonderful design made by someone very good at Maker World who got very bored and wants to get go viral. None of this has come from the same sources that any previous leaks or dummies have come from.
Yeah, but this one, see, there was they took a look at the specs and they put it together, and the fact that you could actually
but they looked at some specs.
print it out.
I'm saying those specs.
Yeah.
I don't believe have come from the same source as any other previous.
Look, disclaimer: this is rumor. Okay, so this isn't what it's going to be. This is a rumor of what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Right. Now, my question for you is: do you think they're going to have a foldable phone, or
We've
not?
said this a million times before.
Yes or no?
Like, I
think they will.
I've seen nothing yet that makes me firmly believe that.
Right. So you think they might not have a foldable phone?
I think it's still completely plausible.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think within about 3 months we'll know.
Yeah.
Because by then we'll
Rumours
definitely
are too
have.
strong. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's a bunch of internet people looking for clicks.
Yeah.
Making. Like, there's people that make TikToks that don't even declare that it's a rumor. Like, it's just people
exclusive.
trying
First
to
look,
get,
Yeah.
So until we see something that comes from a credible factory source, which I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying when I make a call to say it's going to happen, it's because I've seen something genuine.
Someone's offered you a dummy of it.
Well, that's essentially
That'll be the
like
interesting
those
thing,
people.
Yeah. They know everything.
If
those
that
people.
world hasn't leaked something yet, I don't think it's been made yet.
Right. Because you know what? So, no, it's only early in the year. So
no, but last year's dummies were out by now.
No way.
Yeah,
for the iPhone. No way.
I got the early
February.
metal ones early.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. So even that had the plateau on it. Even
yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe Apple's keeping their cards even closer to their chest.
It's super fascinating. Mate, let me be very clear. I wouldn't put $1 on sports bet, let alone bet my house on this.
Yeah.
No way. But
interesting though.
If I was
like
forced,
the fact that I could print
if
it.
I was forced, I would say this is BS.
Maybe.
But
could well be.
But you know what? Could well be very wrong.
You know what encourages me to think that there is some little feasibility to it is that how accurate the rumours have become. Like, how often have they got it wrong? The rumours are normally spot on. When's the last time you were surprised at an Apple launch?
No, I don't disagree, but I've
in terms of the design
what's Mark
and stuff.
Gurman said.
Yeah, I don't know. What
actual rumor people. Haven't shown that.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Well, Mac Rumours, big site, they've done a lot. That's their bread and butter.
Their life is just,
that's
what
bread
have we
and
got today? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I had to produce an Apple story a day,
you'd
geez,
go
there'd be
anywhere.
some bullshit on the site.
No, fair call. But I just think it's like the timing of it.
Gurman or Dummies, that's the only place I'm looking.
If Apple do it, if Apple do it, and we were talking earlier about Samsung, the Fold, they're going to have, by the time this comes out in September, if and when it does, Samsung would have had another launch of the Fold. So Fold 8 would have been launched.
Yeah.
And possibly the Tri-Fold would have been launched. So, mate, if I was the boss of Samsung, I'd be saying, listen, launch your S26, launch your Fold 8, let's launch the Tri-Fold in August, a month before Apple's event.
Well, they've been doing it in July, so...
Well, no, but that's the Fold. I'm talking the Tri-Fold.
Oh, the Tri-Fold.
I'd say let's just keep that till August, major markets. I think it's already out in
it's
the
already
US
out
anyway.
in the US, though, yeah.
So there's that. But I'm just thinking the effect this gives out. If Apple decides that this is a thing, that they go after it. Foldables are going to be no longer a niche category.
Of course.
Apple is going to make this a
Gary
mainstream
McGregor's
product.
quotes from 4 years ago where he said or 3 years ago where he said the Fold will outsell the S series.
That's
will finally come close to fruition.
You know what? It's funny, the irony here is that Apple getting into this category, right, this form factor, is only going to help Samsung.
No, that's right.
Everyone's going to think, oh, how good's this? Hang on, we've been doing it for 8 years. Check us out. We've got a trifold as well. The interest in foldable phones is going to go bang.
You'd love to be in marketing there because you'd be like, one
doing
folding phone, hold my beer.
Yeah.
You know, we got this, and this. We got a flip, a fold, and a trifold. Like
we
they've got
always
the
say.
ability to absolutely take the mickey.
Yeah, but also too, it's going to help them, as I said, and like we always say, the rising tide lifts all boats,
This is not
including
a rising
Samsung.
Tide, mate. This is a
rising
That'd be a
hurricane.
tsunami.
Yeah, there you go. So if Apple decide to pull that lever, Samsung will be going. Samsung won't be worried. They'll be thinking, "How good's this? This has validated 8 generations of this device." If Apple decide, okay, Apple's approach is, "Oh, look, we knew it was a crappy product until we got hold of it. We made it perfect and all that." stuff,
no, but
right? But Samsung will say, "Hello, we've been at this a decade. Here we go."
We shall see.
It's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be a fun
very
year, but
interesting.
we need something. We need stuff. We don't just need fluff and software. Apple's goal for the year is to deliver the most advanced Siri they've ever had, which outpaces.
Should that happen
Gemini.
before the new? That'll be dubbed up. That'll be dubbed up
thing. Yeah, for sure. And potentially to deliver a revolutionary new device for them. And Samsung.
Would you be disappointed if they didn't do a foldable this year?
Nope.
Would you be disappointed? I would. It's been built up and the rumours are so strong.
Mate,
I'm thinking,
the
come on.
average person just doesn't give a rat's
until
it's real.
That's the thing, mate.
Average person didn't care about 5G until Apple did it.
Exactly right. That's what I'm saying. The average person, once they see this, they'll go, "My God, this is incredible." Not knowing that.
But if they have to wait till next year, they won't know the difference.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the point.
Maybe not.
We're deep in that bubble, unfortunately.
Yeah, very
That's
much.
the main problem.
Very much.
Two Blokes Talking Tech. Who knows what'll actually happen later this year?
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
And we do it all thanks to the great people at Netgear, and their brand new Nighthawk 5G M7 portable Wi-Fi router is an absolute cracker. This is global connectivity made easy. So you take this mobile router, you put your SIM card in, Vodafone, Telstra, Optus, whatever you want, and you can take it to any work site, any cafe, any place you go, parks or at home, and you can connect multiple devices up to the Wi-Fi here and get great internet. But then when you travel overseas, using the Netgear Nighthawk app, you can just download an eSIM to the device and be ready to connect in any country. So that's the game changer here. You don't need to go to a store and get a SIM card. You can just do it all online, sitting in your hotel room, getting ready for the next day. You can be ready and connected on the Netgear Nighthawk 5G M7 portable Wi-Fi router. You can see it and find out more at netgear.com.au.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
I had a lot of fun using AI this week.
Did you?
I got a photo of Annika Wells, the communications minister.
Oi, okay.
And I asked AI to make her point her finger and look angry.
Oh.
And it did a great job.
Wow, it did.
It did a really good job.
Is that legal to do that?
I don't know.
Manipulating her image?
I disclosed it as being AI. Whatever.
I suppose it's only illegal if you've sort of take some liberties.
I think there'd be some other things that they've got bigger issues with. But this was our Australian Communications Minister Annika Wells sending an open letter to Roblox, and basically. She's not happy because there's still plenty of reports out about issues with Roblox. Now,
and they've been around for a while, these little worries of Roblox.
Oh, for sure. And that's where my first concern comes in. She says, and she literally writes this to Roblox, I'm most recently aware of 2 media reports, including Porn, Predators and Prey, the very dark side of Roblox exposed. That was in the Herald Sun /News. I'll get to that in a second. Published on the 1st of February. And in Queensland, published on the 6th of February, Queensland man accused of grooming hundreds of children on Fortnite, Roblox and Snapchat. Now, I looked at both those articles, which the minister is quoting, and the second one is stupid because it's a genuine story about a man who's a disgusting piece of filth who is alleged of grooming children, right? Over many, many years, Roblox has already introduced I would argue, the most comprehensive set of changes to how people on Roblox, doesn't matter what age you are, people on Roblox communicate. So an adult can't talk to a 14-year-old because they're outside of different age brackets. They've introduced mandatory age verification outside of the social media minimum age laws. So that article is kind of a really bad example because Roblox is just going to write back, it's terrible what's happened, but anything that man did on our platform predates the wide sweeping changes we made, which you'll see here.
But they still wrote the story.
It's still right. Well, no, but that's a story of a court case.
Yeah.
That's just a simple story of a bloke being taken to court.
Right.
The other story, though, was a pretty good investigation by the same media outlet that pushed for the social media laws, let's be clear, into Roblox. They spent a lot of time digging and trying to find the wrong type of content, and they did a great job. Let me be clear. They found stuff like mentions of suicide and like suicide notes and things that are part of a game, and it's rubbish. It shouldn't be online, and so that's the one you should be drawing your attention to, Minister. And I think that's where she's gone wrong, is by not focusing on that problem. But she's done three things. She's written this open letter.
Yep. She's
then written to the E-Safety Commission and said, what else can you do? What's happening? Follow this up. And then, brilliantly, she's written to the classification board and said, hey, should Roblox be PG? Roblox is a PG game.
Yeah.
But see, the Roblox is a platform, not a game. Call of Duty's a game. You get on, there's this campaign you can do, and then there's these maps in which you can do these things to people.
Yeah.
Roblox is, hey, create a profile and then find a game, which other people create. You and I could create a Two Bloke Talking Tech podcast studio game, and kids could play it, and it might be a fun, uplifting thing. But then some idiot creates something that's got a little bit of a darkness in it, maybe even exploitation, maybe it's got pornography in it. Who knows? Yeah. Roblox doesn't know about every game. That's Roblox's biggest problem right now, is they don't have control over the games.
Are they too big? Is it like, it's not like I know the Apple's App Store, every app is tested and approved before it goes up. Yeah, so is Roblox just too big for their own good to troll this?
Even if, and I don't know, but even if they're looking at every game built on their platform, they can't look at every sign that's produced in a game. So if a kid's walking along and sees a sign and reads it, what does it say? Is every sign being read by the people checking the app? I don't know. Right. And obviously not. Now, Roblox's response, by the way, said, we look forward to the opportunity to inform the Minister of the steps we've taken to help keep our community safe. Roblox has robust safety policies and processes to help protect users that go beyond many other platforms, and that is true, and advanced safeguards that monitor for harmful content and communications. Yada, yada, yada. We will also work closely with Australian law enforcement and their investigations. While no system is perfect, our commitment to safety never ends. Excuse me, and we continue to strengthen protections and keep users safe.
Is this part of the social media ban? It's not, because it's a gaming platform. It's not a social media
exempt,
network. Really?
Yeah.
So they don't reckon this is harmful when these things happen?
But it's a game, see? So it's exempt, straight up. Wow. But they're not exempt from the Online Safety Act, which the social media minimum age laws form part of. But the Online Safety Act talks about how, everyone has a responsibility keeping children safe online, et cetera, et cetera. So they're still covered by Australian government legislation, which they must adhere to.
Yeah.
The thing is, these games have controls built into them for parents. They have controls built into them for kids. If you're not talking to your kids about it, then absolutely there's a chance they're seeing shit they shouldn't see. I'll put it simply.
Yeah. And Roblox is very popular. Your kids play it? Your kids have been on it?
They play a little bit. I banned them until they were like 14. I didn't let them play because I never liked the idea of...
So you knew even back then that there was some parts of it.
They begged for Roblox.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I take it all their mates are on it.
Correct.
And that's where they chat. They do. That's what the idea of it is.
They're playing silly little games, whether it's farming or hunting for something or building a supermarket. Who knows? But it's the other games.
So it's a gaming platform / community.
Yeah.
Where friends gather.
Yep.
Right. And some of these bludgers are trying to imitate young kids and groom young kids.
Today, I don't care about, because that can't. Well, it's not as easy to happen. They've created this system where everyone has to verify their age. And a 52-year-old can't speak to a 14-year-old. Yeah. The only way a 52-year-old can talk to a 14-year-old is if they have their mobile number. and they're able to verify essentially a personal connection.
Right.
So they each share each other's mobile number in the app or something, and
that
it
creates a link.
confirms.
Okay.
So that's a way of saying, "Oh, Uncle Trev, do you want to play Roblox with me?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, cool. I'll need to add you, and you'll need to add my number and da 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 da."
Right. Okay.
So
Well,
it verifies.
That's
because
pretty good.
A parent should be able to play with their child as well, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
An older cousin should be able to play with their younger cousin. All those things. So they've
Understand.
covered all that off.
So the random strangers can't just sort of slide into your DMs and start talking to you.
And if your
Slide
child
into your
is talking
game.
to a random stranger on Roblox, it's quite possible they've got each other's numbers and they're having other conversations off Roblox too. So you've got bigger problems.
Right.
But Roblox have created, in my view, not the gold standard, but the current benchmark for online communication. I think Xbox is definitely moving to age verification as well.
Yep.
I think Xbox, PlayStation, everyone should have that level of, you just like, mate, I hate joining a lobby in a multiplayer game and having to work out how to mute everyone because they're all idiots. They're just talking rubbish. And I don't want my
Call of
kids
Duty,
joining
mate.
a
I do that
lobby
straight away,
in any of those games and hearing people talk to each other, let alone talk to them.
Yeah, right.
So that stuff should be much easier to turn off and on.
Yeah.
And the problem with Microsoft is, for example, it's off as like when you turn something off, it turns off like on such a level that it disables other games. So if I was to turn off like, I don't know, online chat because of Call of Duty, then it also means you can't play Minecraft because it meets a different threshold. So often parents, and I've done it, I've just increased the age threshold and turned off a bunch of things to allow one particular game to work. And that's a crap solution.
Bit of work there, eh? Not every parent would be doing
which
that.
is why most parents just go, just turn off all the restrictions and just play it. They do.
Yeah.
They absolutely do.
So is there an argument that Roblox could make it easier then? Easier to do this?
I think they have to keep working on it. They have to work harder. By no means have they fixed the problem, but mate, you can't argue they're doing something. I think I don't understand why this happened, this press release. I feel like they were
because of that court case.
From
is
something.
that why the court case?
Well, it's just one of two articles she references.
Right.
But why did she have to do this week? It felt strange that she even made this announcement.
Well, I think it's sort of ticked the boxes in terms of, online, danger to children, Roblox. It had to be
felt
addressed.
to me like a press release to distract from something else happening in government.
Oh, right. Okay.
Anyway,
Had to be addressed.
I think it's a continuing challenge for parents and kids, and we'll keep our eyes across it, of course, as we have for the last year or so, as this has been going on with the social media ban and other things. Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Well, we were greeted by some news about another Optus outage. I did see that email thinking, oh, no, please not again.
Yeah, what have you done? Jesus.
And got a call, and it turned out that there was a software issue. There was a software upgrade gone wrong, sort of an update to the core network, and it up to, I think, 200,000 people were cut off from the network.
At its peak.
Nationally, too.
When it started. So basically, as I understand it, as you said, they did a core update, software update to their core network, which is basically the computers that control all the towers and everything. Let's think of it that way in simple terms. They did a software update, and when it came back online, there were millions of people, totally fine. But 230,000 people, their phones just showed like SOS.
Yeah. Nothing.
Very clearly, to be clear, 000, never impacted.
Yeah,
okay?
Can still work, yeah.
All was good.
Yeah. So it was interesting. So we got this update, and I spoke to someone as well, and they said it's only about, at the moment, I think they were down to, there's only now 100,000 people that can't connect.
And then it got down to 60, and then it got down to 40.
And Optus, they kind of overcompensated with the reporting on this. They really thought, well, we're going to be plain and transparent.
It's the environment they live in now, doesn't it?
That's it, because you know what? The word outage is something that every telco dreads, and if Optus's name's in front of that it carries a little bit more weight. There'll be a lot of people thinking, oh, God, okay, what's happened this time? As we said, it was a software update gone wrong.
But the fascinating thing was, to fix it, you just turn your device off and turn it back on again. Literally turn it off, turn it back on again. So basically, your device just needed to go off and reconnect to the network.
So people were either turning the phone off or just going to airplane mode and back again.
It might have worked that way too.
Yeah.
But here's the challenge. Here's the real challenge, and why. So they've gone down to 35,000 affected customers late yesterday as we were at time of recording. It'll get lower, but it's probably never going to get to zero. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because there's people with IoT devices with the SIM card in them that they really don't use much anymore. Maybe it's a security camera, maybe it's some other interactive device or something that's just there, and they don't even know that it's not working because you're not paying attention to it anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, true.
It's got to be turned off and turned back on again for it to hit the network. So you need a blackout at home or whatever is powering it for that to happen. So that's why they'll probably never get to zero, and it may take a long time to get down from the 35,000 because here's the other one. When was the last time you rebooted a smartwatch?
Yeah, a while ago.
Like, I can't remember.
Yeah, I
even
keep
if you
them
let
all the time.
them go really, really flat, they don't actually turn off. You often put them on
Go
charge.
low power mode.
So there's going to be a lot of people with smartwatches that have been enabled with a mobile SIM.
Yeah, wow.
And they're just using them. And then you don't notice that it's not connected to the mobile network because there's not really an obvious sign on it.
Yeah, true.
You've got to go into the settings and see the little cross against the mobile.
I'm not with Optus. I don't need to reboot.
So that's another large cohort of people who are most likely operating potentially with a watch that is actually not working on the network.
And it also proves, that's a great bit of advice, turn it off and on again.
We talked earlier in the show about Rode, and one of the things, one of the steps they went through was said, can you confirm that you do actually turn it off now and then? It gets turned off every week. Because if I don't turn it off, the cameras don't turn off. So I turn it off every week.
There you have it.
So it genuinely matters. And I feel like it's a public service thing for us and for everyone is to say, software updates, they're done for a reason. Ignore the core network. We're talking about your phone.
Yeah.
Turn it off, turn it back on again. And don't just do that. Turn it off, leave it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then turn it back on
That's
again.
a hard reboot. Yeah, reboots. They're computers. They need reboots.
Things, TVs, all these things are just smart little computers with big screens or little screens. They need to be turned off. So, I find that fascinating. It's a massive drama for Optus, but I think they've handled it well. I don't think it's a bad thing to over-report.
Absolutely,
The challenge for them is sometimes these press releases get picked up by people who aren't in this game.
Yeah.
And
they see Optus, they see Outage, and they go,
smash out
go to town.
a yarn that bags them out. Look, they made a mistake. Someone stuffed up.
But, isn't what it was up to 200,000 people, like, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a massive outage, is it? I know they've got millions of customers around the country, but... Yeah, I suppose 100,000, a couple of 100,000 is decent, but it's certainly not the biggest.
No, but it's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's bad
for their reputation.
Fair call,
But
especially
again,
after what we've seen. And
are any of those people actually switching from the Optus network? No.
Yeah, just turn your phone off.
What's it
going
to take you to switch networks, folks? If you can get through a data breach, a network outage, a 000 outage, and a core network update, and you're still an Optus customer, I think you're there for life.
I agree. I think that the Optus network, when it's working and connecting, is a robust network. It's often one speed, fastest 5G speeds and stuff like that. So, at its peak, it works well.
I pulled over at a rural road yesterday on the way home, maybe an hour out of Sydney, and I'm using this in the Optus example because Vodafone and Optus share the regional network. And I don't know whether I was roaming or not, but I had 4 bars of coverage on Vodafone, which may well have been Optus, and there was 1 bar on my content phone, which has got a boost SIM in it.
Ooh.
There are genuinely times when the Telstra network isn't as good as the others.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's many more times when the Telstra network
and vice
bigger,
versa.
But I feel for them, but I think they've now established a baseline of what is our customer churn, what is our customer number, what can we expect if the worst happens? They can just keep their books the same.
Has anyone dug into the figures of the effect after the 000 dramas?
There's been no effect.
So like no, they didn't leave in droves. Customers
we haven't seen any data to suggest that. No,
right?
Amazing, literally amazing.
Interesting.
Two Blokes Talking Tech, folks. If you've got an Optus device, anything with an Optus SIM card in it, phone, smartwatch, IoT, security, whatever it is, turn it off, turn it back on again.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Have you been watching the Winter Olympics?
Excuse me, I've got to do the Arlo thing.
Oh, sorry, it's you. Hello, Stephen.
Yeah. Two Blokes Talking Tech is proudly supported by Arlo. Don't forget them, Trev.
No, never.
Arlo has a range of amazing security cameras and doorbells, wired floodlights. But what brings them all together, though, having those cameras is excellent, but also having the security plans as well really brings out so much more that you can do with these cameras. It adds Arlo intelligence, so you're getting smart notifications about people, vehicles, custom detections, that it's all powered by AI. You can set your own phone little, okay, if my dog jumps up on the lounge and you see that, send me an alert, so that that's how you do it. Or if my bin is overflowing, send me a notification. So a lot of these things you can customize through AI. Also on board, you get all the smart notifications, so whether you receive a package, a person, a vehicle, or an animal, those specific notifications. There's also person and vehicle recognition. So this isn't just say there's a person at your front door or someone got home. It actually can see the faces and recognize that person as, my daughter or my wife or whoever the person happens to be, so you know exactly what's going on. There's also you're able to store up to 30 days of video event recordings in the cloud as well, thanks to the plan. And I got to say, I love the AI descriptions, because it's really entertaining reading sometimes about what it sees and what it thinks you're doing. I think there was one time it described me coming out of the door and then fleeing. It said, use the word fleeing the house. I just walked pretty fast, but anyway.
Oh, you had a sprint on.
No, it wasn't a sprint on at all, but this is a way for you to see exactly what's happening in your videos without actually having to watch the video. It just saves you a bit of time as well. So having the cameras is one thing, but I think back it up with the Arlo Secure plan, well worth the investment, not only just for the 30 days of cloud storage, but all those other features, smart features we described as well. Go to arlo.com to find out more.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Hey, Stephen, have you been watching the Winter Olympics?
I have been, yay! And I have been. I noticed during the skiing and other fast events,
buzzing.
You're hearing a zzz, zzz, zzz. I'm thinking, hang on, that's a drone.
The luge was the one that made me go, hang on a minute, because I've seen a few documentaries or things about winter sports, and you see they've these guys they're the Red Bull athletes. I've seen drones fly down and then go through someone as they did a flip and stuff like that. I've seen plenty of
these. These are the first person view pilots.
So on a downhill run, it doesn't really impress me yet or anymore. And I remember I think it was, and I looked into this, it was 2015, there was a Olympics or something where a huge drone was coming down the downhill and it fell from the sky. We're talking a big drone.
Yeah.
And nearly hit an athlete, but didn't.
Wow.
And so it got my interest when I was watching the luge, and I'm hearing this, zzz, and then you watch this footage from behind. Speed skating, the one, the circle that Stephen Bradbury did?
Yeah.
I was watching the one person of that, so it's one against one, 1v1, and they had a drone in the air.
No way.
Flying around, right?
Wow.
So I went, hang on a minute, this is wild. I looked into it. There's 25 drones being used over there.
Wow.
25 drones.
And these aren't just your DJIs off the shelf. These are FPV drones.
It's funny because I went and had a look. Remember the DJI started with A, the model name, but it was made to be an FPV drone.
Yep.
It had this kind of very tall kind of body, and I thought, it looks like one of those. Yeah. But then I went to Reuters and I found a couple of photos, which I put in EFTM.com, and they're very clearly not DJI drones, if you look at them. They're very clearly,
FPV
custom built drones. And the other thing was, and I haven't saved it in my Instagram, but I found it just came up on my feed. I might have followed him actually. So if I look at who I'm following, it might show up. Does it show your followers by when you followed them? No, it doesn't. Bloody hell.
I think it does.
But I can search followers, and there was a guy, and his handle was FPV something FPV.
Pilot.
I didn't follow him. So he's just one of these people that loves flying and does.
Yeah.
So he's at the Olympics flying these bloody things.
Wow.
And he goes after 12 months of practice and we're ready, and he's doing the luge.
Because those FPV drones, just for FPV's first person view, if you don't know what we're talking about, but they fly normal drone. You're flying above something or beside something and filming it, right? These FPV drones can go into buildings, out of windows, down through passages, and they can really get into places.
The big difference about them is, instead of with us, you can go forwards, backwards, left, right, and it tilts a little bit. With FPV drone, you can literally go down like that.
Yeah,
you can really do essentially acrobatics,
maneuverable. Yeah. So you can turn on right angles. It's crazy.
Mate, they're now following these small drones. Nothing like the big one that crashed years ago. Are just following people down the downhill. But what's interesting is, I've seen on Threads, a lot of people complaining about the noise.
Yeah.
In the coverage.
You can't miss it, yeah.
A lot of people go, can't they turn the microphone off? No, it's not there's not a microphone on the drone. Yeah. It's the effects mics as you go down the downhill that are picking up the sound of this thing going zzz.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't mind it. It adds to it a little bit. And like at first I'm thinking, hang on, skiers don't make that sound. And then I realised, oh, yeah, that's the drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, there was one, I was watching the slope style, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I'm a big Winter Olympics man. But the girls slope style, and mate, one of the Aussie girls, she was up in the air, and this drone was following down, and I swear to God, it was too close. It came.
Yeah, right.
And she went air, and I'm like, dude.
So it was like close to her.
That bloke, because it went kind of above her, and she went up towards it. I'm like, dude,
No
he
way.
changed his
Wow.
pants, that bloke.
Wow.
Like, that was too close. Because the thing
There
is.
haven't been any incidents here.
Yeah, the thing is, one drama, it's all over.
Could cost them a medal or something.
I saw another Instagram reel of a guy, like he'd fly back on a landing pad and then someone had changed the batteries. They've got to change the batteries every
Yeah,
time
of
because they
course.
can't risk
Yeah.
that being
and
the
those
problem.
batteries, they'd be going, they'd be like a 10-minute battery.
Because I don't know if you remember it, and you can just look this up, folks, but it's also at EFTM.com. The drone from, and I think I wrote it's 2015, but you can look it up. It's on YouTube. The BBC have a video of it falling, but you watch this guy coming down the downhill, and there's a drone above him which you don't see the film from, but then it falls.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's an enormous thing, and it
I
came
remember that,
so
yeah.
close to him.
It did, eh?
Now it's amazing
that was the last Winter Olympics.
No, it was a couple ago.
Couple ago.
Or it might have just been an event. Well, I don't think it was an Olympics.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
And one
Crazy.
problem, and it's the end for drones in sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
right.
I think they're lucky that the Winter Olympics is that whole, X Games cool dude, Red Bull athlete style, right? That they want that. Whereas can you imagine getting, Gout to agree to have a drone running at the 400 or the 100?
No.
They're just going to go, stick to your Steadicam, do your best,
Yeah.
I don't want one of those things running into me.
Well, does it say something about sort of changing the broadcast, getting you literally right in there?
I think it does, mate, because I think the luge, like they're only doing the first.
So how do they do the luge? So was it going down the tunnel?
It's in the tunnel with them.
What?
Mate, it's epic.
What?
It's epic. I highly recommend you find some to watch, but it's not the whole thing. They do. If it's a 700 meter course, they do the first 150 meters at most, right?
So they're zipping around.
They zip around from the start, and then they do a couple of bends, and then they take over the coverage with other cameras, and then that pulls out and goes back to home.
Angles. So they cover them from behind, I'm assuming.
Yes,
they're not going to be in front of them.
They're always from behind. So the luge, I've seen luge, I've seen speed skating, I've seen downhill, and one other.
Yeah, I've seen just the downhill.
Looks epic.
Yeah, or the
downhill and the jumps, the ones the one that
the air ones, the snowboarding.
Yes,
yeah, of course. Wow,
it's
and
epic.
they're only how big's the drone? Sort of about this big.
Yeah,
really small.
exactly. Yeah. Not
but
the smallest
obviously
I've seen,
broadcasting live, so they've got a transmitter on board.
Yeah,
so it'd be HD quality. Yeah, right.
It looks awesome.
These are, and you said they're not DJI.
They're
just custom.
They're
built.
bespoke. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I would say they'd be bespoke because I reckon they would have battery redundancy. I would say they have vision broadcast redundancy.
Yeah.
I would say they have communication redundancy, as in control redundancy.
Yep.
I would say they would have fixed frequencies that are blocked by other.
Of course,
there'd be a lot of things like that.
You don't want any
going
interference, hey? They'll just fall out of the sky.
Yeah. So, mate, highly recommended. If you've got Stan on Stan Sport, just everything Olympics there, you can just look up the luge from a few days ago. It's all there.
That's what I'm going to do.
But you'll see it on the 9 coverage as well. So
bloody
it's been
brilliant.
pretty cool. And if you're on Instagram and you're following Wide World of Sports or 9 News or whatever where you're seeing this stuff, just hit like on every post because Jackson works there and he's making all of those videos. He said to me that I said, mate, what do you do? And he what are you making? And he goes, when there's a highlight, we put those together. And he goes, there's also this website which the Olympics have. We can, look at stuff. And he said, I was scrolling through it the other day and I saw this video of a bloke and I thought, that's good content, I'll put that up. And so he's just making a decision on like what content to put up. Yeah. And I'll see if I can quickly find it because it was pretty funny because it was literally, I said to the boys, I said, this is, if you're wondering what Jackson's doing at work, this is his job. It was before or after I went to Canberra. Here it is. I'll go to the top down so everyone can enjoy this riveting content. It's this guy. It's just a guy at the curling, and he's just pulling on his beard. He's watching it happen, and he's just, the nervousness of it is just him pulling on his beard. And so that's
the curling.
That's Jackson's job. Jackson's become I think he must be rostered on a curling because he keeps posting on his Instagram curling videos.
Now, I love it how they're sweeping really fast in front of what do they call it? The rock?
What are they
sweeping? No, apparently the sweep is to direct the, what do I call it? The rock? The stone?
If it's going this way and you sweep at a little bit of an angle, it'll move that way.
It'll affect its path. Right. And I think sweeping it slows it down.
I saw a great meme post, whatever you want to call it. It said something like the Winter Olympics. People, jumping at heights. Flips in the air, risking their lives. And then there's these guys
with the sweeping,
with the rock.
Yeah.
But it's better than lawn bowls because when they do it, they don't just let it go. They push and then turn a little. Push and release.
And then they get the brooms out.
So good.
Yeah, well.
That's my kind of sport.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that they don't slap it and fall over more often. But they got the weight of the broom.
They hold their balance, yeah.
I think the brooms are high tech. I've seen they've all got some thing on them. I don't know what's going on there. But
it's called a brush, mate.
No, on the middle of the handle. If you look next time, you'll be like, what's that? And it looks like a controller of some sort.
What?
It's very weird. I don't know why
Unless
it
they
would
can
be
actually
there.
make the brush head more coarse or something. Anyway.
I doubt that's allowed in curling.
Curling brush.
Anyway, enjoy
curling
the
brush.
Olympics, folks.
That's a curling brush.
Yeah, I'm past any desire to curl my hair.
There you go.
What little is left. All right, great stuff, folks. Enjoy the drones at the Winter Olympics. We'll be back next week before we head off to Samsung the week after, Stephen, and we'll do it all again right here for next week. It'll be episode 720.
I might turn up.
You what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
All right. Well, give it some consideration.
Yeah.
If you need to enter contract negotiations,
good chance.
I don't know who you're going to have them with because good luck.
There you go. What is it? 7:20 next week.
7:20 next week. Yeah. Oof.
Wow.
Oof.
It's all happening.
All right, mate.
And next week, actually, before you go, is our 15th anniversary show next week.
Well, it's the 20. It's kind of in between the 20 and 21.
Well, we're going to do it next week, though.
Are we?
We're going to declare it next week.
Oh, okay.
The week after we'll be away.
That's true.
Yeah. So next week is our 15th anniversary.
Yeah, true.
15th anniversary week.
We're away but remote together the week after, and then we'll be doing it over the internet the week after while I'm in Melbourne.
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to do it. So next week.
Next week is 15 years.
15 years of Two Blokes Talking Tech. Can you believe it?
Honestly, I don't know how it's lasted this long.
Really? Well, I don't know what that says about you or me, but anyway.
This is exactly what
we're doing something right. We're still here 15 years later. You know?
I guess so.
Yeah. So there you have it. People must enjoy it, I think. Do they enjoy it? I don't know. Do they enjoy it?
How do we know? Send some feedback,
any
folks.
new ratings?
I don't know. Do you want to look?
Week?
You want to look now?
Have a quick look. Yeah.
Have a quick squeeze. What are we just making time here?
Great. It's great podcasting.
It's
brilliant podcasting.
I think at this point, you're probably just going to skip, folks.
So
you may as well just skip.
He
may come up with some ratings. I don't know. I don't think there is.
No, nothing new.
Wow, there it is, folks.
Newest one was 4 months ago. Come on.
What are you doing?
What are we doing here?
Although you've probably all just already.
Everyone's already rated.
All right, I'll see you next week, Stephen.
All right, mate.
Goodbye.
Bye.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.